7 injured and properties destroyed in Lagos gas explosion at Allen, Ikeja. On foreign scene, Israel revokes diplomatic status of Norwegian envoys. Details of these and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. And on the news in full, President Bola Tinubu says his administration will ensure that companies engaged in mineral exploration prioritize the health and safety of Nigerians and the host communities. The president stated this while receiving a presentation titled "A Nest in the Mining Industry for Enhanced National Security and Development Strategic Options for Nigeria by 2035 by Course 32 participants of the National Defense College NDC on Thursday in Abuja. The president also directed security agencies to intensify efforts to crack down on illegal miners across the country. The Course 32 participants were tasked with researching topical national issues, and their findings during their 11-month study focused on the mining industry's potential to contribute to the national security and development. Responding to the presentation delivered by Colonel Olajide Bello on behalf of the delegation, President Tinubu commended their work and reiterated the importance of diversifying Nigeria's economy.
Potential liability or investment, if we learn our lesson from what we have had over the years in the oil and gas production community, I think we must not rely on any mistake of exclusivity in the area.
The college is really very important in dealing with topical issues, researching on topical issues that affect the country, and this is one of them. From what we heard, they have suggested ways and means on how to diversify our economy through solid minerals sector.
Well, our expectation is to take it a notch further. We listened to the Honorable Minister of Solid Minerals talk about having a sort of collaborative initiative between his ministry and the National Defense College. Areas of security concern, just like Mr. President has pointed out, regarding the mining industry.
To eradicate poverty in Nigeria, the federal government has advised Nigerians to collaborate with government in order to resolve the challenge and make the country the richest in the world. Minister of Budget and Planning Atiku Bagudu gave the advice at the launch of Citizens' Action to End Poverty and Injustice between 2024 to 2034 project, which was held in Abuja on Thursday. Bagudu identified the main cause of poverty in Nigeria to include lack of investment and cumulative decades of corruption. He stated that local economies can move forward. It can only happen when the nation have a place of operation and where citizens become less judgmental.
And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu felt consistent with what is done by other countries, consistent with what is done by even with subnationals, and without blaming any leader, conclude that we are not where we want to be. And this came about not as a result of any one person's effort, but cumulative decades of underinvestment.
In this moment of introspection, our collective responses must tackle the immediate needs while addressing the root causes of our socio-political and economic challenges. The increasing relevance of marginalized voices in our national conversations, especially in the demand for accountability from our leaders, is the culmination of tireless work of Action Aid and all our partners, and to that, We say thank you all for an incredible joining us today.
Executive Director of the Africa Center, LSD, Olive Uguzo, stressed the need for a governmentalist coalition to pursue the deepening of democracy that will translate to development in a manner that will eradicate poverty and injustice.
Poverty. The strategy we are launching today is the 5th strategy. The launch of this new strategy paper signifies a renewed commitment to eradication of poverty and injustice, reflecting a deep understanding of the evolving dynamics of poverty and injustice in our country.
Now, at Action in Nigeria, we are committed to harnessing this power through our CSP, focusing on 4 critical actions. Number 1, we want to organize. Number 2, we want to act. Number 3, we want to shift, and this will then eventually lead us to thrive.
Seven people were injured with different degrees of burns, cars and properties yet to be valued or destroyed in a fire caused by gas explosion at Mobil Filling Station, Awolowo Road, Ikeja, Lagos. Galaxy's Iribami Salako, who was at the scene of the inferno, completes the story.
The air was rife with the scent of smoke. The wind transported cries for help from both victims and passerbys, while properties of high value were sizzling and crackling under the melting grip of fire. While everyone at the scene was grappling to make sense of what happened, thankfully, the Lagos State Fire Service arrived at the scene, lessening the impact of what could have been a more devastating experience. Sadly, 7 victims were covered in burns, but fortunately, no death was recorded. One of the ones who made it out unscathed shared their experiences with us.
What happened was that I saw something like a smoke coming out from where they are offloading the white smoke going up like this. Then it has not exploded. So I was like, let me move out my vehicle. They say I should not start so that the thing will not catch fire. So I obeyed them. So I never knew that it will later catch fire. So that was what I saw. So the next thing we hear it was boom, that we hear that something caught fire. And the vehicle has been burnt. I don't know what the Mobil will do, or maybe the government or whoever that wants to help me, because that is my source of income. In fact, I have egg at my boot. I want to go and supply. Egg is inside my car.
Authorities from various emergency services were also present and gave us more insight on what happened and the current situation on ground.
We have done successfully, such that the only affected building apart from this premise is the adjacent building that is very, very close. We have about 8 vehicles that were in the premises and one few outside on the road that was caught by this fire, and of course we have about 7 of the victims that was affected. One of them suffered 70% degree of burnt and is been taken to the lawsuit. Probably from there it will be taken to Dagada Burns unit.
The good thing, like I said before, it has actually been brought under control. We'll commence investigation immediately to find out the remote causes of the incidents and ensure that such a thing doesn't happen again.
Right now we're here on ground with a number of security agencies. The police officers team are here. The civil defense are here. The fire service, most importantly, are also here. And they've been able to at least put out the fire to a very large extent.
This is is the scene where the fire incident happened at Mobi Filling Station, Awolowo Road, Ikeja, Lagos. This is quite a devastating experience for some of the people here. As you can see, vehicles were burnt. We also have records that people were injured, but thankfully no casualty has been recorded so far. The cause of this is said to be a gas explosion. We are also assured that investigation is still going to be carried out to ascertain what exactly caused the explosion. From the scene of the fire explosion here in Ikeja, Ireba Mr. Lako, Galaxy TV News, Lagos.
The Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammadu Sanusi II, condemned the destruction of property at the Kano State Printing Press by hoodlums during the nationwide protests in the state. Sanusi stated this shortly after an inspection of the affected site, including the NCC Digital Center, to ascertain the level of destruction by hoodlums. The Emir denounced the act, stating that the mission of the disgruntled element was to destroy Kano. He emphasized the importance of taking proactive measures to protect lives and property, particularly when credible security threats have been identified. Sanusi expressed optimism that Kano State would overcome these challenges and bounce back for optimal growth. He called for a thorough investigation into the incident, stating that it was clear that some individuals were hell-bent on destroying Kano State. He alleged that the youth who participated in the attacks were recruited by enemies of the state to act against the city's interest. He also urged Kano youth to be cautious of those who seek to harm the state and to identify their true enemies. Meanwhile, as the Kaduna state government relaxed curfew in Kaduna and Zaria metropolis, residents have continued to count their losses as they recount their ordeal. The residents, while appreciating the government for relaxing the curfew, also appealed to the federal government to listen to the plight of the masses so as to avoid future occurrence of the protest. They also called on individuals and protesters to always exercise caution, especially with issues that could lead to loss of lives and properties.
Destruction and stealing, that one cannot affect even government. Without protest, government can hear us, but that protest for 10 days is set back. Even the protesters, what are they gaining? Except by looting and destroying people's property.
But like show yourself, it's very, very brutal. Because even ourselves around this side, we can never see it so easy for us like that. Because all the things we are buying, the money is there. When I look at the transportation and people are just walking up and down, without work, nothing.
To de-escalate the tension, because we all saw what happened on Monday. Actually, the government, it was a quick response from the side of the government. If not, we know our state here, Kaduna State, it would have turned to a different thing entirely.
Well, I must confess, at first, the curfew being imposed to me was right, because we Nigerian citizens do things, we go extra mile.
The National Human Rights Commission has called for thorough investigation into the killing of a 16-year-old boy Ismail Mohammed in Zaria during the End Bad Governance in Nigeria protest. The Commission expressed deep concern over the killing during the 24-hour curfew imposed to curtail the End Bad Governance protest in Zaria, Kaduna State. The Executive Secretary of the NHRC, Tony Ujuku-San, made the call while reacting to the incident that led to the killing. He said it is particularly troubling given the Commission's previous advisory on the excesses of law enforcement agencies during the protest. He reiterated that the right to life is sacrosanct and cannot be violated under any circumstances. Ojukwu said this is not an isolated incident and the NHRC will continue to monitor the situation and take necessary steps to ensure that human rights are protected and promoted in Nigeria. He therefore urged the authorities to take concrete measures to address the systemic issues leading to these violations. You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approves the appointment of 6 Assistant Controller Generals of Corrections to Deputy Controller Generals of Corrections. It is a detail more will come to you shortly. Please stay with us. Now for more update and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 02186666669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comments. The Civil Defense Correctional Fire and Immigration Service Board under the Ministry of Interior have decorated 15 DCGs, 7 of which are of the Immigration Service. The affected officers, according to the Public Relations Officer of the service and Deputy Controller of Immigration, Kenneth Ito, include DCG IEA Anitom, DCG AJ Umana, DCG CMDK, DCG GC Didel, DCG A Aino, DCG MT Umar, and DCG BN Usman. Speaking at the occasion, the Honorable Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, said their appointment was strictly based on merit, just as he charged them to put extra effort into bequeathing a security system that Nigerians will be proud of. He stated that the era of nepotism is gone, hence officers should hold on to the beacon of hope and be loyal to the service and country. On his part, the Secretary of the CDCFIB, Jafaru Ahmed, OFR, congratulated the decorated DCGs and lauded the phenomenal changes, namely timely promotions, securing of more job vacancies as well as life pensions for DCGs and Controller Generals, which the Minister and Chairman of the Board has achieved. The Nigerian Immigration Service has suspended an Assistant Superintendent of Immigration for allegedly soliciting financial gratification from a traveler. NIS Controller General Kemi Nadab made this known in a statement issued by the Service Public Relations Officer Kenneth Udo on Thursday in Abuja. According to Nadab, the officer's conduct captured in a video circulating on social media does not reflect the values and ethics of professionalism upheld by the NIS. She condemned the alleged misconduct in the strongest term, saying that it has undermined the ongoing reforms aimed at enhancing service standards. She, however, assured that the officer had been indefinitely suspended pending the outcome of disciplinary procedures in accordance with the law and public service rules. She said NIS received a video currently circulating on social media titled "This is how immigration officers treat tourists in Nigeria," showing one of its officers soliciting financial gratification from a traveler. The NIS boss reiterated the NIS commitment to identifying and removing corrupt elements within its ranks in line with the zero tolerance for corruption policy. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has approved the appointment of 6 Assistant Controllers General of Corrections to their next rank of Deputy Controller General of Corrections, DCG. The new DCGs, according to a statement signed by the Public Relations Officer of the Nigeria Correctional Service and an Assistant Controller of Corrections, Abubakar Umar, include Obalade Victor Benson, Maman Hamidu, Olariwaju Amoran, Lydia Abraham, Mohammed Idris, and Adu Saleh, while decorating some of them alongside other newly appointed DCGs from other services under the ministry at the Nigerian Immigration Service National Headquarters in Abuja. The Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, tasked the new DCGs to support their principals in providing efficient management in their various services. He further urged them to be innovative and bring their experiences and professionalism to bear so as to improve efficiency and provide effective leadership that will translate into good governance in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. In its effort to combat oil theft and illegal bunkering, the Nigeria Police Force has intercepted 250,000 litres of crude oil, 350,000 litres of AGO, and 118 litres of petrol at a press briefing in Abuja. The force spokesperson, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, revealed that 13 trucks used for oil theft had been intercepted and 70 suspects had been apprehended during anti-oil theft operations across the country. This achievement, he noted, demonstrates the force's commitment to protect the nation's petroleum resources.
On 14 July 2024, operatives attached to Enugu Intelligence Unit secured credible intelligence on the nefarious activities of some organized criminal elements who specialize in conspiring with empty corporate trucks destined to return for further dispatch. The team intercepted one truck, Howard truck marked with Dangote cement inscription with registration number FGE 374ZY.
Adejobi highlighted the Inspector General of Police strategic effort to combat oil theft, including the appointment of a new commander to head the IGP STFPIB anti-pipeline unit and the restructuring of the squad. He also emphasized the force collaboration with other security agencies and the Nigerian Navy. Adejobi shared a recent success story where the IGP STFPIB Northwest Patrol Team intercepted a truck carrying 45,000 litres of petroleum product suspected to have been obtained illicitly. Two suspects were apprehended and the case is now in court for forfeiture and prosecution. He emphasized that the police will continue to intensify its effort to ensure the security and integrity of the nation's petroleum resources.
On the nefarious activities of some organized criminal elements who specialize in patronizing AGO secured through illegal refining of crude oil and supplying same to unsuspecting members of the public. Consequently, the team intercepted one long truck with registration numbers GRY 155XA, laden with about 48,000 litres of petroleum products suspected to have been illegally refined.
The Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Ogun State Council, has passed vote of no confidence on the State Independent Electoral Commission in conducting free and fair local government election scheduled for Saturday, November 16, 2024. The chairman of the body spoke at a stakeholders meeting to release guidelines for the election held at June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto, Abeokuta, the state capital. He said OGSIEC over years has shown to be working for the ruling party, whereby results are written instead of voting. He therefore noted that with the Supreme Court's judgment on local government autonomy, political parties are ready to compete.
We are not satisfied in the sense that what really happened now shows to us that there's a lacuna, because how they reach this place, we don't know. We know it very sure that when INEC want to conduct election, INEC always call the meeting of all the national chairman of all political parties. It will hold a meeting with them before they even print a guideline. But now, it has shown to us that these people are appointed to the position by the governor of the state. The appointment of all the chairman of Ogisec and the commissioner was by state. They listened to the directives of the government, and that is why they didn't call us at all.
In a determined bid to tackle the surge of illegal mining in Ondo State, the state government has empowered its security task force to collaborate with security agencies in ridding the state of criminals stealing solid minerals across the state. The joint operation of the task force and the Nigerian Army recorded a major feat last weekend when it arrested 12 individuals carrying out illegal mining in the state. The senior special assistant on security to Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, Olubenga Atiba, while briefing newsmen on the development, said proactive measures are being implemented to curb the menace of illegal mining and other security challenges in the state. While speaking during the parade of the 12 arrested suspects at the barracks of the 32 Artillery Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Akure, he revealed that the illegal miners were caught while the task force was acting on credible intelligence to combat kidnapping activities in the state. Also speaking, the Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Engineer Razak Obe, provided insight into the regulatory framework governing mining activities in the state. Ogun State Governor Prince Dakpo Abiodun has inaugurated a 13-member state working committee of the National Agricultural Growth Scheme tagged Agro Pocket, with an assurance that the state would work towards producing enough for local consumption and export. Speaking during the inauguration in Abeokuta, Abiodun said his administration was committed to developing the agricultural sector due to its revenue and employment generation potential, as well as food security and poverty alleviation. He stated that the target of the state government was to produce enough food to attain self-sufficiency and make it available to state, as well as export in a short and long term. Responding on behalf of the members, Olota of Ota applauded the federal government and the governor for driving the process. He said the steps was capable of bringing down inflation and increasing food production in the country, pledging to work towards the success of the program in the state.
In furtherance of our joint commitment to the continued development of our dear state and to ensure the availability of affordable, stable food crops such as rice, maize, and cassava in Ogun State, we are here gathered at this occasion, which symbolically represents a very deliberate approach to governance. This approach has been the hallmark of our administration towards the sustained development of our beloved state.
This initiative of the federal government, that is the National Agricultural Growth Scheme, is meant to drive down inflation and at the end of the day to improve or increase food production in the country.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Obovori has assured the people of the state that his administration is committed to the security of lives and property despite the security challenges. The governor made this known when he received the state executives of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria (PFN) over the ongoing protest. According to the governor, people were expecting violence in the state as a result of the 2020 NSAS protest, but the reverse was the case. On his part, the PFN chairman, Bishop Kingsley, reiterated the need for peace in the state.
You can see that the state is peaceful. People were expecting violence, like the way it used to be when we had NSAS. But our fathers of faith, they prayed. I know all of us have resolved that we don't need crisis in Delta State. We are aware of the challenges and we are all working together. And today, we can see today is the 7th day.
Recent voters, I know you have done some good work. We
We'll now quickly take a break and return. The news continues to stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Governor Basio II of Cross River has lifted a 25-year embargo on employment into the state civil service. Dr. Erasmus Epang, Commissioner for Information, made this known in an interview with newsmen in Calabar, while noting that the last time mass employment took place in the service was in 1999. Epang said 2,000 people to be recruited in the first phase. He said the recruitment exercise will be carried out with immediate effect across all the ministry, departments and agencies. When asked if the state will pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage, the commissioner said it to be considered at the appropriate time. He commended the people of the state for not participating in the nationwide hunger protest which began on August 1st. He specifically commended youth for deeming it fit to allow peace reign in the state. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has offered $876 million to the foreign exchange FX market to fulfill bids submitted by customers at a concluded auction. This is contained in a statement issued by CBN's Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department, Hakama Sidi Ali. According to her, it is the latest testament to the Apex Bank's commitment to support the FX market by enhancing liquidity when necessary. The director said that the CBN's policy objectives were yielding tangible results and bolstering market confidence. According to her, net foreign exchange flows rose to $25.4 billion between January and June, marking a 55% year-on-year increase. She said that this growth has been driven by a rise in capital importation, which reached $6 billion in June, and recorded inflows from diaspora remittances through formal channels. The foreign exchange market is also showing signs of improvement and increased depth, with more robust and diversified sources of liquidity contributing to the sustained convergence of exchange rate across all segments of the market. The Abuja Resident Youth Association has declared a week of peace beginning from August 11 to promote harmonious relationships among youth in the Federal Capital Territory. Its president, Akoshile Mukhtar, who disclosed this at a news conference in Abuja, distanced the association from the ongoing nationwide protest against hunger, hardship and bad government. Mukhtar said that the measure was part of the association's continued effort towards promoting peace and unity in the FCT. He explained that the association would hold various activities during the week, including the Peace Walk, Peace Talk, prayer sessions and other events aimed at fostering harmony and understanding among the youth. He commended the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, for his proactive approach in addressing the grievances of the youth and initiating developmental strides that have transformed Abuja capital city. He explained that the minister's initiative have not only addressed immediate concerns, but have also set the foundation for sustainable development. And now we'll move over to the foreign desk for more news. This is news from the international scene. Israel has revoked the diplomatic status of 8 Norway diplomats serving the occupied Palestinian territory. citing Norway recognition of Palestinian statehood and its backing of an International Criminal Court (ICC) case implicating Israeli leaders in alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity as reasons for the move. The Norwegian ambassador was summoned to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Jerusalem on Thursday, where he was informed that the diplomat, all based in Tel Aviv, would have their accreditation revoked in 7 days and their visas annulled in 3 months. Norway is still considering its response to the situation. The Israeli Foreign Ministry issued a statement on Thursday that mentioned serious statements by senior Norwegian officials that were viewed as anti-Israeli. In an official note delivered to the Norwegian embassy in Tel Aviv, the ministry also accused Norway of one-sided policies and statements since the October 7 Hamas-led attack in southern Israel that preceded Israel's offensive in the Gaza Strip. German Interior Minister Nancy Faeser said that security authorities of the country are alert due to the tense situation in the Middle East. Faeser stated that they are monitoring very closely how possible further escalations will affect the security situation in Germany. Faeser said the risk of further escalation in the Middle East was high, describing the situation as extremely dangerous. Faeser also noted that authorities were taking decisive action against the Islamist scene, citing a ban on the Islamic Center Hamburg and its branches across the country. Additionally, she mentioned previous bans on the Palestinian militant group Hamas and the pro-Palestinian network Samidion in Germany. Faeser expressed her sincere gratitude to the federal state for their ongoing effort to protect Jewish and Israeli institutions in Germany through the deployment of strong police forces. The number of intellectual property protection centers under construction and in operation in China have increased to 73, according to data released by the country's top IP regulator on Thursday. These protection centers are distributed across 28 provinces, autonomous regions and municipalities, including 2 in South China's Hainan province. This is according to the China National Intellectual Property Administration. The CNIPA recently approved the construction of a national IP protection center in Haikou, the capital of Hainan. In the future, it will carry out rapid and coordinated IP protection work for the equipment manufacturing and biopharmaceutical industries. Haikou's strategic attraction of research institutions and high-tech enterprises has propelled robust growth, with the combined output value of these 2 industries having exceeded 40 billion yuan in Haikou in 2023. And still on foreign news, heavy fighting in Russia-Kursk region has entered a 3rd day, with effort ongoing to expel Ukrainian forces from the country. Moscow's defense ministry has said. Russia says at least 1,000 Ukrainian forces supported by tanks and armored vehicles crossed the border. Some 3,000 people have had to evacuate the region as ongoing military altercations have killed at least 4 people, Kursk Deputy Governor Andrei Belototsky said on Thursday. Ukraine's military has maintained a resolute silence on the allegations, but a senior advisor to President Volodymyr Zelensky has blamed Russia's unequivocal aggression for any military actions. The Kremlin said Ukraine had lost 660 military personnel since the start of hostilities in Kursk. Belototsky claimed Kyiv's forces were beginning to retreat from the region. Also on Thursday, Russia suggested for the 3rd consecutive day to have stopped Ukrainian troops from advancing in Kursk. Russian prosecutors have demanded a 15-year sentence for Ksenia Karelina, a Russian-American citizen accused of treason for donating to a charity supporting Ukraine. Karelina, who was not included in a major prisoner swap between Russia and the West last week that also saw the release of the Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Kepok, is on trial in the city of Yekaterinburg. The prosecution requested a sentence of 15 years imprisonment in a general regime penal colony. Russian state media quoted her lawyer, Mikhail Mushailov, as saying on Thursday. She pleaded guilty, with the court press service saying she made a closing appeal to the judge on Thursday. The verdict is expected on August 15. Karelina was born in Russia but emigrated to the United States in 2012 and became a U.S. citizen in 2021. The Los Angeles spa employee was arrested by the Federal Security Service FSB after flying to Russia to visit her family in Yekaterinburg at the start of the year. Investigators brought the treason charge after discovering on her mobile phone that she had donated $51.80 to Razom, a charity that provides aid to Ukraine when Russia invaded its neighbor in February 2022. And finally, on foreign news, Nobel laureate Mohammed Yunus has declared there is a lot of work to be done in Bangladesh as he arrived in the country to take over as interim leader. The decision to name Professor Yunus as chief advisor of the interim government followed a meeting between President Mohammed Shahabuddin, military leaders and student leaders. The hope is Professor Yunus, the so-called banker for the poor, will bring democracy back to Bangladesh after years of autocratic rule. On Thursday, he emphasized the need for discipline as Bangladesh begins to rebuild. Bangladesh has been thrown into turmoil in recent weeks. More than 400 people are reported to have died after protests demanding the end of a civil service quota system began in June. Professor Yunus paid tribute to those who died, saying they had protected the nation and given it new life after Ms. Hasina rule. Speaking on Thursday, he called on the country's young people to help rebuild the South Asian country. And that's all we have on the foreign news. And now move over to entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. My name is Rose Blossom Mwe. Here are the stories on the news desk today.
It is a sad time for Nollywood actor Francis Duro and his family as he loses his son Ifeanyi. The light-skinned actor made the news known on his Instagram page as he compared his son to a lion who fought fiercely for his life. The actor stated that if this is how God wants it to be, so be it. Francis stated that he still judges him. Calling his late son his champ, he noted how he would miss him and promised to love him forever. The heartbroken father told him to rest in peace. Taking to his comment section, some of his colleagues and fans sympathized with him. Nigerian gospel singer Tim Godfrey has lamented bitterly after losing his bags and luggage in Cape Town. The award-winning singer, recounting his ordeal, noted how he has gone through a lot as he believes the devil is battling because of what God has in store for his people. He revealed that it had been 4 days since he left home and now he couldn't find his bags. Questioning what he would wear for his tour, he stated that no matter what happens, he will be in Cape Town to minister. He declared that all things work together for his good as a call for anyone to tag him to a good stylist in Cape Town or Joburg. Popular influencer Nikki the Barbie splashes millions to acquire a second car in 2024, month after dragging the notable musician Skippy. She took to her Instagram page to announce that she is a car owner for the second time in a year, this time a Vela. Nikki the Barbie shared the video capturing her elegantly, showing off a magnificent ride. Popular content creator Koro BD secures a permanent restraining order against her ex-husband Justin Dean 2 years following the messy divorce. It would be recalled that the couple had split in 2022 after welcoming 2 daughters together. However, their divorce was anything but a peaceful and quiet one. Cora Obidi's sister Nancy took to her Instagram page to report that her sister has finally secured a restraining order against her husband, whom she described as a stalker. Also, Cora and ex-hubby Justin Dane, in a court document dated 19 January 2022, were banned from sharing photos and videos of their children, June and Athena Dean, on the internet. In June 2023, Cora cried out on social media over anonymous people reporting her to Child Protective Services (CPS), accusing her of abusing her children. Nancy in the Instagram post detailed allegation of harassment, exploitation and defamation by Justin and an associate who allegedly shared intimate content of their children.
And that'll be all on entertainment news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Riz Blossom. Bye for now.
For more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 018-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate a live update and comment. And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwang Yamazaka. Goodbye.